You may not know much about Colorado's most valuable business, but Palantir may know a lot about you. New reports say that tech company based in Denver could be working with the Trump administration to build a giant database tracking information about Americans. Here's Mark Salinger.
At two addresses listed online for Palantir's Denver headquarters, there are no signs attracting attention to Colorado's most valuable company. Palantir usually stays out of the headlines, but last week the New York Times published this one. Trump taps Palantir to compile data on Americans. On March 20th, President Trump signed an executive order aimed at eliminating information silos, opening the door for the government to share data across agencies. That could center here in Colorado. The Times reports Denver-based AI data technology company Palantir has been awarded more than $100 million in government spending to organize and analyze data, opening the door for the Trump administration to potentially create a master database of personal information.
There's no indication that laws are going to change. The issue is whether the laws are being complied with.
DU data privacy law professor Bernard Chow points to the 1974 Privacy Act, which is supposed to protect Americans from government data being used for illegitimate purposes.
The federal government has many different systems of records, tax records, health records, voting records, whatever. And Palantir, in theory, could put them all together and create this sort of massive database about having all the information the government has on everyone.
Palantir declined to comment to the Times about its work with the Trump administration and did not respond to 9 News' request. The Times reports Palantir is already working with the Department of Homeland Security and the Pentagon and speaking with the Social Security Administration and IRS.
So that's all that this Palantir deal is partly.
Vice President J.D. Vance defended the agreement to Theo Vaughn on his podcast this week.
My understanding is that it's just taking, DHS has information, FBI has information, Secretary of the Treasury has information, and making it possible for that information to be searched by whoever is looking for it. That's my understanding.
So if indeed Palantir is building this information sharing system, as the Times reports, creates an unprecedented database where everything from health records to financial data is accessible all in one place by the government. There are legitimate and illegitimate purposes for all that data, and at this point we just don't know what that data will be used for by the Trump administration, Kyle.
I'm curious where Republicans are coming down on this, because it used to be that Republicans didn't like big government in this stuff, but that podcast bro didn't sound all that skeptical.
No, you have Theo Vaughn asking J.D. Vance about Palantir, and you have a lot of traditionally MAGA Twitter accounts saying, hey, this isn't what we signed up for. We want privacy. We want our rights to be protected, things like that. It's gone so far as a lot of these traditionally conservative MAGA-leading Twitter accounts, or whatever you want to call them, are going as far as to say, hey, this isn't what we want. You're a traitor, Trump. Obviously, we just don't know what's going to happen in the future with this.
Interesting to know it's in our backyard. Mark Salinger, thank you.